Okay, so if there is a standard for companies that want to hire
Hmm.
financial analysts,
Hmm.
why are companies training analysts even after they get hired? What is the benefit of them having the CFA even after they get hired? And what is um, their interest in that?
So are you talking about the company's point of view, or are
The
you
company's point of view.
if I were to understand your question is why companies are interested in candidates doing CFA, is it?
Yeah, and why they're paying so much for them to do the CFA and covering all the costs and so on.
Correct, sir. So I have come across various companies who are sponsoring candidates doing CFA, who are sponsoring candidates for their tuitions of doing CFA and all, and that's a very good activity by companies. The reason that, as I said, just imagine. So I joined a company called JP Morgan, a global bank,
Yeah.
in 2007. And when I joined the company, I realized that within 1 or 2 years, I was made to do some small trainings, around 10 to 15 certifications I had to do. So most of the global companies want their employees very up to date with financial markets, because the numbers, the accounts or the finance reports that you're going to deal with, you don't want your your company employees to get engaged into training your employees. So it's better you send them, make them understand all the financial products, so they come back and then they can explain that to the clients. So it becomes easier for a company to sponsor you for CFA rather than they training you so much. So that has become easier task for the companies, and that's why they are sponsoring CFA. So they don't have to work on making the curriculum, they don't have to work on training them, they rather make it easier by telling you to get the CFA, to work for it, and once you pass, we'll pay for it. So from the company's point of view, we live in a world where companies want to outsource everything. So why not training also to be outsourced to the candidates? That's what from the company point of view, I think that's where they are now pushing for candidates to do CFA. And many companies have now made it important that before you join us, you should have a CFA level 1, irrespective of whatever degree you have. Let's say have an engineering degree or you have a degree in accounts. Still, they want you to pass at least level 1 so that you know the basics of financial markets. We don't have to train you from the scratch. So that's where CFA has become very important.
So is it becoming a standard even all over the places that you educate students? Is it becoming the same in, for example, the UAE, India, and other places in the world, or in some places they just look for a degree in economics and finance and so on?
Okay. So here's the thing. For example, let's say you are the one who is going to hire me. And I tell you that I've done my master's from some university in the interiors of India. You will never understand what is the quality of that master's degree because you don't know that institute, right?
Yeah.
But if I say that, I've done CFA level 1, 2, or 3, that immediately tells you that, wow, this is recognizable. This is something that I understand is worth it. So that's the reason why that one global degree was very essential. Now, if I do an MBA from Harvard or Wharton, well, that says all. You don't have to then check out my other credentials. In the same way, CFA has now become a very important credential that I think, if you would have asked me this question 10 to 12 years back when I was doing CFA, it was very difficult for me to convince my friends and families that I'm doing something like this. But now I think gradually everyone is doing. And the best thing about CFA is that whether you come from a commerce background or whether you come from an engineering background or you come from any background, you can do CFA. So I have students in my class, who are just graduates, must be in their 20s. And I also have students in my class who are vice president at an oil company with the age of 55. So anyone and
Okay.
everyone does CFA.